Hi Leo, Happy New Year to you. Welcome to your January 2023 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can hear, Rafi is a little bit under the weather at the minute, so I apologise for if I have any coughing and sputtering. With that said, let's get straight into it. I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, for your actions and interactions with the world at large, nobody has used this deck, by the way. This was one of my holiday presents. So, you are the first sign to get a sample of this goodies. And for our actions and interactions with the world at large, we have the King of Pentacles. Oh yeah, I'm totally here for it. So this month, a few things are likely to be taking place. One, you really are stepping into the new year in style, but more importantly, like on a practical level, but you're also stepping into the year with a solid plan. It looks like a lot of you are very focused on something. You're grounded, you're focused on very practical things, but also this month, your actions and options, or should I say your actions and interactions with the world at large, you are coming into your own sovereignty. Like, this is Leo's coming into the year like, I ain't here to fucking play. Let's get to it. Excuse the potty mouth. If you've been with me long enough, you know that's how it goes. Now, the other thing as well, this does suggest that a lot of the moves that you're making over the course of January are very practical. They're slow, steady, well thought out steps. There's nothing here that's fast or overly done, or possibly not even overly ostentatious. I know Leo's showing some restraint. Get yours, which I'm totally here for. The other thing that's suggests this month as well, an earth sign male, Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo could make themselves known, available or interact with you in some way, shape or form. This is actually very good for you or your plans. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Ace of Wands. I love this, right? So the communication is high level this month, right? There is a lot of it. Remember, we do have a Mercury retrograde and we do have a Mars retrograde. However, there's you doing a lot of research. It looks like you're asking a lot of questions, and it's like, you know, even though there's a retrograde in the air at this minute in time, it looks like you're asking the right questions this month because the answers that you're getting are really firing you up. There's something about your communication style this month, even with two of the personal planets being in retrograde, where people are receiving you very well. It's like you're coming into the new year bright and hot, but you're doing it in a way that's like a slow, steady burn rather than a burn out kind of energy. I love this for you. The other thing with that Ace of Wands, you're putting that pen to the paper. So whatever's going on behind the scenes, Leo, it does suggest that you are doing it in style. I mean, how else is Leo going to do it? For your heart and half sector, you do have the Five of Cups. So look, it's not the easiest of cards, right, to have, especially when it comes to the sector for relationships. Now, there's a few ways this can play out. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, it does suggest that there is potentially a loss within the relationship, or for a select few of you, this may be a time where you really start to come into the understanding that this person is not the person for me. It doesn't have to be that all Leos are suddenly going to decide, oh, well, you know, that's my relationship gone. It just suggests that a lot of you are getting very discerning, and as your work, your promise, your ideas, your intellect, your finances and your resources start to really grow and expand, or certainly start to be put into motion, it does suggest that potentially the partnership or the relationship is taking a bit of a back seat to that. Now, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It might literally just be like, you know what, I'm so tired, I'm so busy, we haven't had sex in 3 weeks. It's not the end of the world, right? If that's the one thing that's going to break your relationship after 3 weeks, then, you know, there were obviously deeper problems there to start with. But what this really feels like to me is you're starting to understand that somewhere something's going to have to give. And so therefore the relationship possibly suffers a little bit this week. Another way that this could show this month, another way that this could also show up, it could be that a loved one, a family member or a loved one of your significant other, You might hear of a passing this month. I hope I'm wrong on that front. It's just a possibility. Now, another way for those of you that are single and looking, that Five of Cups does suggest that the love life is kind of DRA this month, right? But you are so busy with other things that are doing really well, you're not really focused on that. It's not a thing, it's not an issue. It's kind of like, yeah, okay, this sucks at the minute. Maybe it's a bit lonely, maybe it's a bit whatever, but actually I do have plenty of other things that I need to be getting on with. For your money and materials, you have the Devil card, all right? So, this month, my dear Leos, if you feel like you're getting a little bit money obsessed, the chances are that probably is the case. Your King of Pentacles is probably more than likely to be a Capricorn. What this tells me is there is a healthy obsession around finances, money, and resources. You come into this new year very determined to make better of your financial experience. So this could be maybe you're going to start getting a bit tighter around the belt when it comes to money. It could be that you start to really sort of think about, how do I use my resources on a day-to-day level? Is it high level, or is it me just kind of squandering it? There's you being really honest with yourself about your resources. Now, when it comes to the partner's finances, this could be that a partner loses a job. It's very possible. It could also be that you and your partner are disagreeing around the finances at this time, and that's what's causing an issue, if there are any. All right, but I like this for healthy obsession when it comes to money. It's like, you could also be saying, well, you know what, money is actually fine at the minute, but I'm going to focus on these things that are working really well, on not sort of put my time and effort into things that are going to cost me, but things that are going to build my future up. For your first week of the month, you have the Emperor card. So look, not only do you come into this year strong, but you are connecting with a power player. Straight out of the gate, you're connecting with a power player. You are getting seen, you're getting noticed in some way, shape or form by a person that you could consider, you know what, this person is a mover and a shaker in some way, shape or form. The King of Pentacles coupled with the Emperor, this guy is a boss, all right? So whoever this person is, or however they present, or however they show up for you, this is you rubbing shoulders with somebody that can actually really help you get ahead, providing you show up slow, steady, and ready to do the damn thing, right? For your second week of the month, I mean, you've got, look at that, right? You've got the Sun card underneath the Ace of Wands. This second week of the month, I wouldn't be surprised if that brings you an idea, an inspiration. It almost looks like through a conversation that you're having with someone, something about you gets amplified, or you have an idea for a business, for a project, for a product, for, you know, maybe you go into your boss and say, hey, listen, I've had this great idea of how to make everything better. And they're just kind of like, wow, you know what? Like, yes, absolutely, we can use this. The fact that you've got this next to the Emperor means that whoever this King of Pentacles person is, they are receiving you really well, and this person can absolutely be somebody that helps you expand your world, your role, your reach in some way, shape or form, which is very, very exciting. Now, sorry about it, no, it's just got really dark here, and unfortunately this is winter weather here in the UK. Yeah, but I love that Sun card with the Ace of Wands. I also like this for, even with the retrogrades going on, I like this for a communication that is clear. It's almost like whoever this person is, it's one of the things that I love most about the earth signs. You always know where you stand with them. They'll either tell you, I can't stand you, or I fucking love you. Like, there's one or the other. There's never really an in-between. For your third week of the month, you've got the High Priestess underneath the Five of Cups. Now, this could be a point at which, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could be a point at which there is a revelation of some sort. Some piece of information is shared, a secret is revealed. It may potentially, if your relationship is already very challenged, it does suggest that this could be the straw that breaks the proverbial camel's back. However, if you are relatively strong in your relationship and it's, you know, yes, it's had its issues, but you know who you are and what you're about, this does suggest that it could be what is needed to clear the air for you and your partner to really knit together. It could also be a secret desire. So for those of you that are single, maybe there's someone that you thought you were going to get with, that you thought things were going to improve with, or maybe you guys would end up sort of, you know, figuring something out. And then you realize very quickly, oh wow, this person's actually just started dating someone, or you start dating somebody else and it's like, oh well, you know what, maybe it wasn't meant to be after all. Just because there's 2 retrogrades in the sky, I wonder if whatever it is that you're thinking would have happened with one person may happen at a later date. It's just that now is not the right time for it. And then for your 4th week of the month, you've got the Empress. I mean, look, these are strong cards, right? And the Empress coupled with the Devil card, this is a healthy, financial, material, prosperous energy that is kind of obsessive. So it's like maybe you could, and it doesn't just, because remember, your money and materials isn't just your finances, it's also your physical health and vitality. This might actually be where you are saying, right, I am calorie counting, and you stick to it, right? Where you say to yourself, right, this is what I can eat, this is when I can eat it. Like, you get really regimented with something. This 4th week of the month is going to see you really getting very clear, very precise about what you're doing. Your resources are definitely taking an upswing, but they're taking an upswing because there's like a very healthy obsession and a solid plan to make that happen. And as if that wasn't enough, you've also got this kind of driving energy that's like, I will stick to this path and I will wait you out. Leo's a fixed sign anyway, so you already have that kind of stubborn heart when you want something. But it's like the earth energy is really coming through this month to really help you take that and ground it. It's like the difference between a piece of softwood and hardwood when you put it in a fire, right? Like the softwood, yeah, it goes up and there's lots of flames, but within a few minutes, that piece of wood is like really sort of disintegrated. Whereas a piece of hardwood, when you put it in the fire, yes, it takes a long time. Yes, the burn is slow, but it's hotter and it goes longer. So when it comes to your moons, remember, I'm always talking, whenever I'm talking about astrology, it's always from your ascendant first, to a lesser degree, but still very relevant, your sun and your moon. So on the 21st of November, 21st of January, we've got an Aquarius new moon, which for you is in the 7th house of partnerships, relationships, contracts. All of these things around that 21st point of the month could absolutely start to become known. I feel like whatever's happening in the early part of the month really is sowing the seeds, but it's the new moon that's really going to start to see that gestate and go further and go forward. For those of you that are single, from the 21st onwards, I would say there are definitely potentials for relationships and partnerships. You'll also, at this point, if you meet somebody in the first half of the month that you think, you know, there's potential there, it will be that new moon that really kind of shows you either yes, it's this person, or no, it's not. For your new moon message, you've got the gate 52 and stillness. And the message behind this is sitting still long enough to hear the answer. All right, like to really, you know, do some meditation. Take a minute to really consider what you have or haven't done, to look over your plans, which, by the way, look solid. So I'm here for it. Now, your full moon is in your 12th house. A full moon in the 12th house, so full moon in the sign of Cancer, which is its own sign, in the 12th house. This literally represents like your deepest self. It's your past, it's your history, it's the subconscious ideas that have shaped and honed you over your lifetime. It's the place where you sleep, it's your dreams, it's the intangible world, it's the intangible aspect of self. And so a full moon in this space is shining a big cosmic light into the part of you that is most hidden from the world. This is a really powerful time of illumination for you, and it's a time for you to really see where you're getting in your own way and to stamp that shit out. All right, the fact that this full moon happens right at the beginning of the month on the 6th of January is kind of amazing, because it means that you, out of most signs, come into this new year with a lot more clarity and a lot more awareness of where you get in your own way than any other sign, right? So you come into this year with a home field advantage this year, my dear Leo friends, sun, moon, or ascendant. And as if that wasn't enough, remember, we've got Venus coming into the sign of Leo. She's going to be there for 4 months this year because she's going to go retrograde, right? So this is a big, big deal. how you're starting the year seems to be, there's going to be a lot of tells this year on how your year is going to go. And for this, you've got the Gate 56 and Storyteller. And the message behind this card is twofold, right? The first way that it works, or it highlights things to us, is it shows us, or it reminds us of the amount of stories we've collected over a lifetime, whether they're our stories or other stories or ones that we've been a part of or maybe been aware of or seen play out, and how those can inform your life or enrich your life, and therefore you help you enrich the world in some way, shape or form moving forward. What it also suggests as well, because of full moon in that 12th house, this is going to show you the stories that you've been telling yourself but are complete bullshit and have been holding you back from your truest potential. You come into this year very strong. You're not fucking around, right? And as we come into that full moon, look at this, right? You got goosebumps. Ooh. Oh my God. If you know, you know. All jokes aside, this is a very strong start to the year, and I'm totally here for it. Even these moments of challenge, right? Another way this could show out as well, I just want to mention this before I let you go, that energy here around the new moon on the 21st, right? You've got the 5 of Cups in the heart sector. You've also got the High Priestess. This could be a moment of clarity around relationships where you say, wow, you know what? The thing that's been stopping me getting into a relationship is me, and these are the reasons behind it. So you're getting that 12th house full moon boost there, and then you're getting a further sort of clarification, if you like, around the 21st around relationships, and a new one is potentially being seeded. With that said, I wish you a happy damn new year. Have a great time. Have a wonderful month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.